proceed with example number 1. Draw the shear and moment diagram for this figure. So again, we're going to identify the figure and the supports and the loads. So since naman tayo mga distributed loads, might as well get the magnitudes of the resultant of the distribution. So this is 120 times 2. This is 240. Then on the other side, it's still the same, 240, and it's located at the middle of the distribution. And then of course, our support reaction here is a hinge. So therefore, na siya vertical reaction. So I will just only place vertical reaction. Anyway, the horizontal reaction won't do anything about the shear and moment. And then here, there is a roller, another vertical reaction. And before anything else, let us name the each kanang load points. So this is our point A. This is our point B. So in every change of loading, point C, and then this is point D. So basically we have 3 segments from A to B, B to C, and C to D. So from shear moment equation, then we are gonna cut that. But right now, what we're going to do here is to solve first the reaction. I'll call this as A vertical, and here this is as C vertical. So let's solve for the values. Summation of moment at point C, clockwise positive, counterclockwise negative. So remember, I'm summing up moments at this support here para at least masolve na to si AV. So let's solve. We have AV, and the moment arm is 1, 2, 4 feet. Then I'm using this 240 first. The 240 will rotate counterclockwise, so it's negative. The moment arm of that 240 is 1/2 of 2. No, kana siya. So 1/2 of 2 plus 2. So mo na yung moment arm. Okay, so 1/2 of 2 is 1, and then plus 2, that's 3. And then we have this 100. So 100 times 2. So it's a counterclockwise. So 100 times 2. And for the last one, this 240, it's going to rotate clockwise. So plus 240. And the moment arm is 1/2 of 2, which is 1. So karon masolve na nato ang reaction sa A. So our reaction sa A is 240 times 3, then we're gonna add 100 times 2, then minus 240 times 1, divided by 4. So the answer is 170, and this is in pounds. That's our answer for AV. And then we're gonna have the summation of forces vertical. So summation of forces vertical equal to 0. So we have AV plus CV minus 240 and another 240 to be subtracted, then minus 100 equal to 0. So this is our CV. The value of our CV is 240 plus 240 minus 100, plus 100 rather, then minus AV, which is 170. So our answer is 410 pounds. Okay. So what we are going to do here is we're going to leave a space para sa kaning nga portion. So maghimo lang kong vertical line representing the line for A, and then here for B, and then this one for C, and this one here for D. So mo ni akong gingon ganina kaning line, this is the zero shear line, no? So before ko magplot og shear nga mga values, all I have to get first is the values. Ako lang isibog be. Isibog na to para napatay space. Cut, and then here. Okay. So, nasibog na nako siya, and this is for ako lang labelan para dili ta ma-lost. This is for point A, this is B, C, and D. Okay. So let's solve for the shear values. Okay, so shear values. Remember, how do we write the shear value? So from the discussion that we had, if we're solving for shear sa B, then it's going to involve the previous value, which is the shear sa A, which is ampere sa B, and then plus or minus the load from A to B. So mo na ato ang guide. But first, let us evaluate kung naa ba siya mga concentrated forces. Okay, remember ba no? If there is a concentrated force, then there would be two values of shear. No, so we are going to proceed for segment AB. Then at A, there is at point A, no, there is a support reaction. So that is a concentrated load. So there would be two values of shear. So tungod kay naa siya concentration, naa siya duha ka value sa A. That's the shear left of A and shear right of A. So basically, mag-start ta sa shear left of A. Kung sa may value sa atong shear left of A. So atong tan-awon here. If this is our point A, this portion here represents the left of A. So as you can see, walay load diha. So therefore, the shear left of A should be 0. No? So 0 na siya tungod sa kanang portion. Next, we're going to plot the shear right of A. So what we're going to do, you copy the previous value, which is left, then plus or minus sa load between the A left to A right. Now, so we are talking about point A. So nagyapon ko sa kaning portion, and again, this is the left portion of A. Pagkahuman, this is the right portion of A. In the middle, there is a force. So from A left, naa kay A right in between. And that force is upward. So ang buhaton nato, ato lang i-copy the A left, which is 0 kani, and then the load between A left to right. So the load between left to right is this one. So that's AV. So, and AV is upward. So therefore, I will use the plus sign and plus AV. So therefore, the VAR is 0 plus, what is the value of our AV? Here. This is the value of our AV. And that's 170. So the VAR is now 170 kilonewtons. That is our shear value. Next, we are now at point B. At point B, is there a concentrated load? Atong tan-aon. So this is our point B, and as you can see, there is a concentrated load. So therefore, there would be two values of B. So mabalik ta. Two values of B, meaning na shear B left and shear B right. So let's start with the shear B left. So unsa may buhatan nato? What is the previous value of our in order to get the B left? All we have to do is remember the previous value here. That is our previous value. So it's now VAR. Then plus or minus sa load, no? Ato sa nitarongon. Sa load from AR to B left. No? So the previous value is VAR, so that's 170. And then let's just leave this blank first, no? Ang positive or negative. Ang atong tan-awon is the load between AR to B left. So mo ni siya. Ato sa ning irison kay gubot na kay siya. As you can see, ato sa ibutang balik si B. So this is the portion of the right of A, and this is the portion on the left of B. So ang na-enclose niya na area is or load is this one. So unsa may load niya? It's 120 pounds per feet, or that's 240, and that is downward. So ang buhato nato, i-write ra na nato ang 240 nga downward. 240 nga downward. Downward meaning it's negative. So therefore, ang VB left DI is 170 minus 240. And that's negative 70 kilonewtons. Ano? Not kilonewtons. Laganina ra di ko nagsuot og kilonewtons. This is in pounds. Kanisad siya. Okay, so this is our VAR, this is our VB left. Next, we're gonna plot the VB right. So all we have to do is copy the previous value, which is the VBL, then plus minus the load from B left to B right. So ato i-emphasize ang B left and B right. So ato sa ni siyang irison. Okay, this is our point B. Kani siya. This is our point B. And then this is the load between B left and B right. You have 100 pounds. and that is downward. So mo na atong ibutang sa load nga kana diha ato ibutang diha nga ang load is downward nga 100. Okay, so atong isuwat. The VB left is negative 70 and the 100 is downward, so it's 100 nya downward, so minus. So VBR is now negative 170 pounds. Okay, so that's our VBR. Next, let us proceed to segment BC. Kinahuma naman to sa A. So segment BC. For segment BC, mo gihapon, we're plotting point C na. Huma naman to sa point B. So atong i-plot si point C. At point C, unsay naa sa point C, is there a concentrated load? Yes, again, there is a concentrated load at point C, meaning na i-value sa shear left, no? Shear left sa C and shear right sa C. So there will be two values. So solving first the shear left of C, atong kopyahon ang previous value, mo ni atong previous value, and that's VB. Di naman ni siya masuwat. VBR, then plus minus the load from, para di mo maglibog, anaw na lang, load from B to C. Para di na mo maglibog, B to C. And then copy the VBR. VBR is negative 170. Next guy, the load. What is the load between B to C? Atong tanawon. Ang load between B to C kay saning irison. No, ang load between B to C kay this one. Kani, unsa may load ani? Di ba nothing? So walay load between B to C. So ang buhaton ra nato kay isuwat kung unsa ang load niya. So it happens that wala di ay load between B to C, so it's plus or minus imong ibutang 0. So therefore, VCL is negative 170 gihapon, and this is in pounds. Next, we are gonna plot the VCR. So ang buhaton, copy the previous VCL, then plus or minus the load at load at C. So load at C, it's CV, upward. So na siya. So copy, it's negative 170, then upward man, so positive CV, and this is negative 170 plus 240. No, not 240, but 410. No, so 410. So this is our VCR. So negative 170 plus 410, that's 240. O di ay 240 di ang answer, no? Mo ding mobalik siya sa 240. Okay, so the VCR is 240. Next, let us proceed to at point segment CD. Segment CD. Kinahuman naman tag-plot sa C, diretso na ta sa at point D. So, itong tanawon at point D. So, at point D, there is no concentrated load. Ang naara diri kay ang kinalasang portion sa distribution. So, dili na siya concentrated load. No? Kay part ra na siya sa concentration, meaning usa ra ka value sa point D. So, ang buhaton ra nato naray VD diha. So, VD equal to, copy the previous value, VCR, then plus minus load from C to D. Na? What is the load from C to D? Kopyahan sa nato, by the way, ang VCR. That's 240. The load between C to D is, no, this is RC, this is RD. The load between is 240 and it is downward, so it's minus. So minus 240. So it's minus 240 and VD now is 0. So that's how we solve the shear values whenever magamit tag relation to shear and moment. So atong i-plot. So how do we plot? Mao ra gihapon ang sequence or ang order niya. So ang atong i-plot kay from 0, no? Dapat in order ang atong pag-plot. So from 0 to 170 to negative 70 to negative 170, and then to another negative 170, then to the 240 and 0. So mo na atong i-plot. So atong i-plot here, I'll just use this one. So starting with the value nga 0. So I'll start the value at 0. Okay, that's point A, diba? Then another value according sa atong na-solve, another at point A is 170. No, point A gihapon na. No, kay VAR man na. So positive 170. So positive 170, butang nako diha na 170. Next, we are now at point B. Human naman ta sa A. Point B na ta. No, human naman tag-plot ani kanina pod. So VBL, it's negative 170. So negative 170. So this is the zero shear line. No, kani zero shear line. So ang buhaton na to, i-plot na to siya sa negative 70. Maybe dere ang atong 70. So isuwat lang nato, that's negative 70. Next, ato i-plot si negative 170, which is still at B. Nagyapon ta sa B. Negative 170. Dira. So I'll call this as negative 170. Nagyapon ta sa point B, ha. And then next, nanato sa point C na negative 170. So of course, negative 170 dapat the same or pud na siya diri. This is point C already, no? Point C. And the value is negative 170. The next, no? Ay, nalimtan din na to. Na siya. And then next kay nanato sa gihapon C 240. So at point C 240, diri lang ako ibutang ang 240. And I'll call this as positive 240. Then the last value is at point D, that's 0. So nibalik siya sa 0, pasabot, sakto ang ato ang values nga na obtain. And by the way, ato sa siyang i-connect. So, as you observe, vertical lines pa akong i-connect because we are going to connect the points, no? We're gonna connect the points based sa previous nga loading, okay? So, we are connecting, we're connecting 170 and the negative 70, not the 170 negative, diba? Ang previous is 170, then ang next kay negative 70 mo nang atong i-connect. So ang buhaton nato now is i-connect na nato siya. How do we connect the 2 points? So unsaon nato na siya pag-connect kanang duha? So atong i-base sa diagram between A to B nga loading. So between A to B nga loading na. So this is the loading between A to B. According to the loading, ang iyang slope is horizontal. No? Iyang load is horizontal, meaning it's at 0 degree. So pasabot ang shear nga diagram nato, it's a first degree, no? Kay increment of 1 man, so plus 1. So ma-justify po na nato nga plus 1 siya tungod sa shear equation, pero wala man tay shear equation. That's how we plot using this method. So from zero slope man dyan, kay horizontal man, no, that the tangent line coincides with the load diagram, so 0 slope siya. So it's plus 1. So it's 0 plus 1. So first degree. So i-connect nato siya with the first degree line, ang 170 and negative 70. And this is at first degree line. Next, between B to C. Kanina pod ang atong i-connect between B to C. No? So tan-aw na to ang load between B to C. So pagtanaw na to sa load between B to C, wala may load. Pasabot, walay degree of curve. Meaning, sa shear diagram, kitay mo initiate sa iyahang curve. So mo nang evidence siya nga kitay mo give sa curve kay kita man ang nag-una as 0 degree. Kaya again, between B to C, wala may loading, no? So kita ang mag-start sa loading diha. I mean sa curve, that's 0 degree. Next, i-connect na to ang C to D. That's 240. Tanaw na to ang load between C to D. This is the load between C to D. And again, this is at 0 degree line. So, plus 1. So, mahimong first degree. So, first degree din siya. How do we plot first degree? That with a straight line. There. This is at first degree. So, mo na ni siya ang shear diagram.